I recently graduated from my MBA program at Northeastern University back in May of this year. I always knew that I wanted to pursue a career in business, but I went to a very small liberal arts college for undergrad, and that school didn't have a business program or a business major, so I chose the next closest thing, which was economics. Which is the track that most students at my school who wanted to pursue a career in business took. So that's kind of the path I went down. But as a result, I never took any accounting, finance, or marketing classes. So I didn't really get the business basics, as some would say, that most undergraduate business students have. So in an effort to learn more about business and the different careers that I could pursue, I completed various internships in different areas like retail finance, tech marketing, consulting, and I hope that these internships would give me the business acumen that I lacked from my classes. And they definitely did, but when I was applying to jobs during my senior year of undergrad, I was looking at the descriptions and the prereqs and the requirements, and I still felt like I wasn't completely prepared, just from the lack of not, majoring in business or taking any of those intro level classes. So I kind of knew at that point that an MBA was the next step for me. I think networking in general is extremely important, but I definitely think it's important to network with classmates and faculty. When I was in my program, it was pretty easy to network with classmates, grab a coffee and just chat with them, or, hop into professors' office hours and chat with them about their experience. And I knew it was important for me as someone who didn't have any work experience coming into the program, because I knew both my classmates and my professors had some very interesting work experience that I wanted to learn about. And through networking with them, I learned more about, the different job positions that are at different companies and different industries. And I knew that it would help me narrow down the path that I kind of wanted to pursue after I graduated. So I knew that it was important for me to do that, and I'm very glad that I did. And to this day, after I've graduated, I still do maintain those relationships, mostly via LinkedIn. I see all my classmates and professors and other faculty members posting things, and that's kind of how I keep up to date with their lives and what they're doing. I keep that in mind for anything that comes my way as well. The favorite class that I took was my introductory business analytics course. And this was a class where we essentially learned various programs and tools that help us analyze and present data and information. So each week of this class was essentially a beginner's class or lesson into different programs like Python, MATLAB, R, SPSS, Excel. There are a bunch of them. And before this, I never had coded. I didn't take a computer science class in undergrad. I had no experience with programming. But this class, for some reason, was really interesting to me. And it made me realize kind of two things. One, that I have a passion for, data analysis pretty much. And that the second thing is that I wanted my future career to have some data component as a part of it. The biggest challenge that I faced was definitely the feelings of being inadequate. So, for example, as I mentioned, I went straight from undergrad into the MBA program, but a majority of the people in my program had at least 2 to 3 years of work experience, but most of them had, 5 to 10, even 10 plus. So that was one factor. And on top of that, I knew that they went to, pretty academically rigorous schools. And I just knew that I felt like I wouldn't be able to compete with them because, I just got out of college. I only had internship experience. And in the classroom, it can be sometimes a little bit competitive. So I felt that, I just was too shy because I was like, I don't have any work experience to relate this to. But I soon realized and gained the confidence to understand and explain that my internship experience is still relevant work experience. Like, I learned on the job, I gained these skills, I gained this knowledge, and over time I became more confident and vocal about that. So it's just something that I've had to grow with. But that was definitely the biggest challenge that I've had to overcome, was the feelings of inadequacy. I actually just finished a book called Girl Stop Apologizing by Rachel Hollis. And it's kind of a self-help book, but it's about the excuses that women tend to make for not achieving their goals. And in the book, she kind of talks about the behaviors and skills that we need to adopt as women in order to grow personally and professionally. And what I liked about the book was that she talks about her own experiences, as a businesswoman and as a mother. And it's something that it's easy for the reader to relate to. And it was really inspiring to me. So my next read is going to be her other books, but also I just started The Defining Decade by Meg Jay. And it's about how crucial it is for 20-something-year-olds it's just a book about how 20-something-year-olds are a crucial point in your life and how it's essentially the foundation for the rest of your life. So I think it's a really important book for me to read right now as a 23-year-old just about to start a full-time job for the first time. So I'm really excited about that. I think the best way to connect with me is definitely via LinkedIn. So linkedin.com/Lien Caputo. I'm on there way more than I should be, but I definitely respond to all of the messages that I get. So feel free to reach out.
All right, perfect. And thank you for your time today, Lien.
Awesome. Of course. Thank you so much for having me. This is great.